Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode number 1354. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm actually not as tired. I thought this morning when I went to bed last night, I stayed up till midnight. I never stay up till midnight. And I'm like, oh man, I probably won't do a show. I think I'm just gonna not do Hobby Evolution in the morning because we did Hobby Evolution yesterday morning. We did the Couch People Christmas party last night. You've had enough of me. I guess you can choose whether you want to consume this content or not. So I'm like, I probably just won't do a show in the morning. And I woke up like 6:30. Yeah, it might have been 5:30. I can't remember. But it was early, and Ernie went poop and pee, and I'm like, I'm really not that tired. I'll go back to bed for an hour and we'll see. And I woke up at 8. It's almost 9 o'clock now. I woke up at like 8. Ernie was like rearing to go. And like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. Make some mushroom coffee. Haven't had a sip yet. And away we go. So I may take a nap this afternoon though, because I have not stayed awake until midnight I can't tell you the last time I was up until midnight. We had a great time though. We had an awesome time. I'm glad East Coast Tom, Offbeat All Stars, my buddy Mark all came over in the house, and it wasn't. It was kind of like it wasn't like a part like it. I didn't plan on it. East Coast Tom says, "Hey, are you having people over?" And I'm like, I wasn't, but that sounds fun. I haven't. My wife's in Florida for the next couple days still, and I'm like, I haven't had any human interaction. Like, yeah, come over. And I text Brian, Offbeat All Stars. So I'm like, hey, he lives here in town. Of course, Tom lives here in Madison. Brian lives in Madison. My buddy Mark lives just a few miles away. Text Mark. I'm like, hey, I'm doing my YouTube show tonight, and we're just kind of hang out in the basement. You want to come over? He's like, yeah, I'll come over. So yeah, we hung out. It was just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Impromptu. It was like an impromptu get together, and I got some pizzas. I had a $20 gift card to Casey's. Use that on some pizzas. It was the first time that Brian and Tom had Casey's pizza, and Mark has never had Casey. He did not have any, but he's never had Casey's pizza. And both Tom and Brian were like, "Hey, this is actually pretty good for gas station pizza." So I'm glad I was able to introduce more people to the deliciousness of Casey's gas station pizza. We had taco, and then also I ordered sausage, but they gave me a Supreme, which is okay. It was good. It was actually pretty good. I don't know if I've ever had a Supreme from Casey's before. Usually I get sausage or taco. Back in the day, and I've talked about this often, I miss it so much. They had a barbecue pizza. They have a barbecue pizza now, but it's like barbecue chicken, and it's got onions on it, and it's totally not the same. Like they had like a beef barbecue with no onions. Freaking amazing pizza. So we had some Casey's pizza. Man, I had some luck last night. I had some luck at the card show. We're going to talk about the card show I went to yesterday down in Janesville. It was fun. And you're like, well, aren't card shows supposed to be fun? Yes, card shows are supposed to be fun, but typically not in my capacity. And I'll explain that. Usually, like 95% of the time when I go to a card show, I'm either the promoter here in Madison or I'm a dealer when I go to other shows. And it's work. It's fun work, but it is work. And I am, it's like a ball and chain. I'm tethered to my work capacity. If I go to a card show like I did yesterday in Janesville, I don't have to be there at a certain time. I don't have to stay there until the end. I don't have to deal with anybody. I just go and do what the hell I want to do. And that was fun. So that's what I mean. The card show was fun. Most of you probably are like, well, duh, that's what every card show is like. But I'm in a different capacity, whether it's either promoting the Madison Card Show or setting up as a dealer at other shows. And I know there's a lot of people in here that do set up as a dealer at card shows, but I had a lot of fun. And I picked up some great deals, which I want to get into a little bit on what I picked up and what my expectations were, how my expectations were exceeded, and exceeded even more when I looked up at least one of the cards last night. And I'm like, oh, shit, I did better than I thought. I also ripped some wax last night. And if you were watching the Couch People Christmas party, you'll see, and I'll show off some of we'll do a little show and tell. Yesterday was just like a great, like, luck day. Because I ended up not buying, and this was good luck. I didn't buy any new wax. I did go to Walmart and I'm like, if they have Bowman U, I'm going to buy some Bowman U. Didn't. But they did have Stadium Club. And I'm like, I haven't bought Stadium Club in a long time. I'll buy a blaster. And then I'm like, you know what? I have my Chrome and PB. I've got a whole case of 2016 Topps Update mega boxes. That'll be enough for me. And I opened, before I went to get the pizza, or maybe when I got back from getting the pizza, I opened up my 2016 case, and for some reason, I was under the assumption it was a sealed, and now it is a sealed case, but I was under the assumption the box I had was the actual sealed case, because sometimes when they ship it, they just ship you the case. But apparently, and this was, I think this was in 2022 when I ordered this from Blowout at Black Friday, I had also ordered a single hobby box of 2022 Topps Pro Debut. Completely forgot. And I opened this exterior box, and of course there's the sealed case inside of what I ordered, plus, packing peanuts, and then a box of Pro Debut. And I'm like, oh, this is a nice surprise. Now, my the box, there's 4 autos, and they were all, they're $5 and under autos, I think. I pulled an Encarnacion Strand Fuchsia. Maybe it's a $5 card. Adley and Ellie are in there, $5 and under cards. But that all adds up, and, maybe I make $30, $20 on it. That was $20 or $30 I wasn't expecting, because I completely forgot I had that box. So that was a nice little happy little surprise. So for the Couch People Christmas party, I was, I went to the card show yesterday. Ernie was at doggy daycare. Yes, you had a good time. And came home, and I felt bad, like, because Ernie's been at doggy daycare every weekday. He typically goes to doggy daycare, and he's home on weekends, Saturday and Sunday. And so I felt bad. I got back from the show. I got back into town at like 1, and usually, like, during the weekdays, and I don't know how Saturdays work. I know my wife took him one Saturday, but I've never taken him in on Saturday, so I'm not sure how it works. So and I also felt bad when I dropped him off, because they're open. Like, we have like the unlimited plan. Like, we can take him anytime except for Sundays. And like, their hours are like 7 to 7. So you can drop them off anytime after 7, pick them up anytime before 7 p.m. So got done with Hobby Evolution yesterday, and dropped him off. It was like 8:30, 8:45. And like, there's no cars in the parking lot. Nobody's dropping dogs off. And I'm like, this is weird. But my wife told me, like, I dropped him off on Saturday morning before. I'm like, well, it says 10. And she's like, well, we have the unlimited plan, so we can drop him off before that. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like a little like nervous that they're not open, which could ruin my day and my plans for the Janesville Card Show. And so I walk inside, and there's nobody inside. I'm like, Okay. So I just stand around for a little while, and then Ernie like peeks into this office door, and there was a lady in there, and she comes out. She's like, "Oh, can I help you?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm dropping Ernie off." And she's like, "Oh, we don't open till 10." And I'm like, "Oh, shit." And she's like, "But we can crate him." And I'm like, "Oh man, I don't want to crate him." But I mean, it's like an hour. Like, and then I did the math, and I'm like, "Oh wait, it's 8:45. He's only going to be in a crate for an hour and 15 minutes. Let's do that." I hate crating. Like, I spoil the shit out of this dog. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. So I felt bad. So I have this like, oh God, he was in a crate in a strange place. It's not like he's in his crate at home. And I guess it's not a straight place. It's not a strange place. He's freaking there every single day. So it's not like he's boarded in some stranger's, house, whatever. So, but I'm still feeling guilty that here I am dropping Ernie off at doggy daycare. He's in a crate for an hour. So I get back into town 1:00. So like during the week, the dogs they're crated between noon and 2. It's their like nap time because they're like playing. So they need like some rest. Right. So I'm like, I wonder if this works. So you can check in on the webcam, and I'm like, I'll look at the webcam now during the week. During noon to 2, they turn the webcams off because it's like night time. So I turn the webcam on, and it's not on. So I'm like, okay, so they do the same. So I come home. I wanted to try to pick up as much as I could. I have guests coming over, but I did a little bit of that, and then it's like 2:30, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Here, chew your bone. Digging in my carpet. Ernie, what are you doing? We're talking about you. So it's like 2:30, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go pick him up. So I go pick him up 2:30, and the person who brings him out, oh, thank you, buddy. Oh yes, thank you. Like he just didn't want to leave. I'm like, well, I guess that's good. So it made me feel better that he was having a good time. Were you having a good time, buddy? Were you having a good time? Were you having a good time? Yeah, good boy. And he was such a good boy last night. Were you such a good boy last night? You were such a good boy. You were such a good boy. Yes, you're such a good boy. So there's Ernie. Oh, yes, you're such a good boy. Just don't dig at the carpet. Yeah, go chew your bone. Where's your bone? Where's your bone? So couch people Christmas party. And then so after I'm driving to pick up the pizza, and I'm coming back, and it was nasty weather. So when I left, it was kind of slushy, but I know that both Mark and all three of them said it was pretty dicey. Now it's warmed up, and it's like it's really foggy outside. It's not icy, but it's still like the ice is melting. Ernie. Do that. Do your bone. So so I was driving home, and I'm like, you know what would be cool? Like I'm getting pizza, like Casey's Pizza. Like this takes me back to like my, like childhood, high school days. Having some friends over. Like, man, I wish I had like a Nintendo, like Tecmo Super Bowl. Like, oh, I have a Sega. I haven't hooked it up at the new house yet. It's not really new anymore. I'm like, oh. So I like race home, but I have Ernie, you've got to stop. So where was I at? Oh, NBA Jam, Sega Genesis. Where's your bone? Where's your bone, buddy? And but I have like my I don't have. We're still looking for like a piece of furniture to put under my TV, and but I've got card show tables, and I'm like, I've got to have something to put the pizza on because like we're gonna put cards, we're gonna be ripping packs and stuff. So my coffee table is gonna be full of cards, and I'll put my laptop there. So like shit, well, I'll just bring a card show table down. So I hooked up NBA Jam. I think Mark played a game or two. I ended up playing a game or two after the Christmas party. And but it was fun. It was fun. But I've got a mess to clean up, which is okay because it was a lot of fun. So if you didn't watch it live last night, Couch People Christmas Party, I think we had 7 on at the peak, 7, maybe 8 viewers on at the same time. So that was fun, a lot of fun. We ripped some wax. Tom told some stories. We had a good time. I want to talk about what I ripped and the Janesville Card Show. Let's go to the chat. Royals 417 in the house. What's going on? Good morning. Todd is here. Good morning. Enjoyed the Christmas party last night. Thank you. It was a good time. Mr. Archer, good morning. Art Green's in the house. Good morning. Uncle Rich is here. Good morning to you. Unicorn Cupcake is here. Good morning. Mike Petty wants to know where Hobby Hotline is. He says Casey's Rye Crisp Tomato Sauce Drive-In Pizza. Rich says Hobby Hotline is on hiatus until January 2025. Knackley Collectibles, good morning. So mad I didn't get a notification and forgot about it. Just going to have to watch today. There you go. Uncle Rich says too many people were not able to do the show in December. Hobby Hotline. Mike says, thanks. I miss it. I have nothing on the big screens on Saturdays. They don't ask me. I'd do a show on Wemby. Caitlin Clark kaboomies and large downstairsies. Low roller scratchers in the house. Bitcoin is about to hit 103,000 today. Is it really? I thought my crypto portfolio crashed this week. Let's see. Where are we at? Coinbase. I don't have any Bitcoin, but my shit coins. Oh yeah, my shit coins have crashed. My altcoin, my crypto portfolio was down 41% in the last year. Now it's up in the last month, but over the last year, all time I'm down. Bitcoin 102,822. What's the high? Is 103 the high? So there you go. Uncle Rich says, I went to the card show in the morning. Not great, not bad. And then to the Secret Santa party, which my LCS group has. Very nice. Very nice. We had mixed. I had a great show from a buying standpoint yesterday, but I know it was slower than usual at the card show yesterday. And I want to talk about that too. Let me write these down because otherwise I'll forget. Card show. There we go. All right. Alex, what's up? Anyone have experience grading 86 Fleer basketball with SGC, trying to decide between them and PSA? In the past, PSA has been incredibly harsh. Well, in the past, if PSA has been incredibly harsh, I'd say just try SGC. It's cheap. And I don't know how they are with 86 Fleer basketball, but I do know on like some of the modern Chromie cards that they are a much better choice than PSA because PSA grades pretty harsh. If you're chasing numbers, if you're chasing those higher grades, that's my uneducated grading thought. Rich says, got my gift and sold the best card for more than my entry fee into Secret Santa and still came home with a row of neat cards. Not bad. That sounds like a good Saturday. Mike Petty says, I ripped a pack of 1990 Fleer that was a gift from Memory Lane. Went right in the trash can. No essential chase hits or red autos. Nope. You could chase the yellow lettering. I think that's an error on 90 Fleer. If we're talking baseball. Royals 417 says, I was going to a small card show today, but got word that most dealers packed up yesterday since the Chiefs are on at noon. Ooh, if it's a multi-day show, then that can be a killer. That can be a killer. Especially on a multi-day show. By Sunday, it's like, fuck it, we're done. Mike says, Foxy the dog was kicked out of doggy daycare. She has social anxiety. Yeah, that's our previous dog did not like doggy daycare. She was I think she was on the doggy spectrum. She had social anxiety for sure. Especially she was not a real big dog person. Like she did not really care for other dogs, even as a puppy. And she would be one of the wallflowers at doggy daycare. Ernie, not the case. Ernie freaking loves. Yeah, we're talking about you again. Ernie freaking loves dogs, and he'll watch out the window, waiting for the neighbor dogs to go by, and likes to bark at them. You're a little social butterfly, they call you. Yeah, they call you a social butterfly. He knows. See, he knows. We're talking about him. Let's see. Mike says, you're lucky, Rich. No kidding. And it was a card I was happy to flip. Stadium Club, Paul Skeens, rookie. There you go. There you go. Rich wants more Ernie. There you go. Ernie, what's up, buddy? You're the star of the show. He is. He is. Absolutely. Uncle Rich says, how many of his friends did he hump yesterday? I didn't get a report. Were you mounting other puppies yesterday? Huh? He's like, fuck you. The fuck do you want? Let's see. Where are we at? Mike Petty says, great series on Prime about Madden football and Sega. Really? I don't think I've seen that. I'll have to check that out. Christian's in the house. Jumping in, was watching the party stream. Very nice. Very nice. Donald's here. Good morning. I'm set up at the card show in Springfield. Springfield. It's a hell of a town. Good luck today. John Larson's here. What's going on? Card show in Denver yesterday. Packed. It was not packed in Janesville yesterday. But I had a great time. Bazooka Joe D Sports. What's up? Good morning. Good to see everyone and love this time of year. Local card show 6 weeks in a row. How about that? That is awesome. Christian says, I bought a few empty slabs and I'm taking a crack at self-slabbing cards. Anyone else do this? I just want them in that type of holder. Don't care about a third-party opinion. Yeah, I know a lot of people like doing that. I don't mind custom slabs and just like, there's a company, and I don't know, I think they were a COVID company. I don't know if they're still around. It was called Vanity Slabs. And it was basically like, they sold you slabs, and it was basically like one touch. It was like putting your card in a one touch, but it's like a slab. Now it's not like a professionally vacuum sealed, all that the big companies use, but it was something that you could just, do on the side. And I think you could make your own labels or whatever. So Bazooka says, I went to a multi-day card show and did great since most people come on Saturday so they can stay home to watch the games. They are often slow and dealers are looking to sell so you can get some good deals. Yep. And especially if it's a slower show altogether, like that's when you can find the best deals. If the traffic is low, from a buying standpoint, I love slow traffic shows. Yeah, maybe I don't make as much money, but I can recoup on the other end of, well, I'm not going to make much money today, but next week I'll have a great eBay day because of all the deals that I got because it was a slow show and dealers just wanted to make money. Let's see where we at. Rich says signed on Skeens, by the way. Signed on Skeens. Gundy's here. What's up? Good morning. Ernie is on the move. He's chilling now. Are you chewing carpet again? Where's your bone? Where's your bone, buddy? Bazooka says, Ernie is just looking at you like, who the heck are you talking to? He is. Yeah, he's like, what the hell's going on? Troy, what's up? Good morning. Doing some listing and shipping this morning. I've got to do a lot of shipping. What are you going to do, Ernie? I've got to do shipping. Are you going to be trustworthy in the shipping room? He's actually been pretty good down here. He hasn't been getting into any shit. And I've got a ton of shit out in the rec room. And he's like, nah, I'm good. Good boy. That's a good boy. Bazooka says, going on Sunday, I meant about the multi-day show. Yeah, you can get some great deals on Sundays at multi-day shows. Rich says, we used to use the expression buying your way out of the show. Yes, there you go. I like that expression. That's a good one. Meaning the show was for selling, but you could buy stuff to make future money on. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You got to make lemonade out of lemons. and you're having a bad day at the show, just go around and try to find some steals and deals. I found some steals and deals yesterday at the Janesville Card Show. By the way, they're going to be a lot of this stuff that I'm about to show and tell will be in my eBay store, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, 99centcards.com. I do have a 25% sale when you buy, or not really a sale, it's just an ongoing discount when you buy 7 or more items at regular price. That's for buy it now items only, does not apply to auctions. Over at 99centcards.com, over 100,000 cards in my inventory. Check it out, 99centcards.com. So I went in to the show, and I could tell like right away. First of all, it was like almost, and I think I mentioned this on the Christmas party stream last night, where it was almost like a dreamscape walking in. Because, you know, I showed up, it was like 9:30 when I got into the door. And, you know, so I'm there, you know, later than usual. I've never been to the Janesville show, not as a dealer. I've probably only missed 1 or 2 of the shows since they started a couple of years ago. So it was really like bizarre for me. It's bizarro world. And walked in, and there's my spot, because I'm right when you get in the door. I'm right there in the foyer. And it's just a couple of random tables, just a couple showcases. It's like, this is weird. This does not look right. I got to get back next time. It was weird. So Matt 5-Star Cards was right there. And I'm like, and I basically followed, you know, yesterday morning, I said, what's my strategy when I'm buying at a card show? Because I don't typically go to card shows strictly as like a customer, as a buyer. If I do, it's the National Chicago Sports Spectacular couple months ago, or last month in Dallas at the Dallas Card Show. But for the most part, when I go to a card show, like a monthly card show, I'm a dealer. And that wasn't the case yesterday. And now I've got the bug, and it's like, I need to get out to card shows more often, because it's not like, you know, I guess in my head, I see a card show as like an entire, like I'm up at 5 a.m. I'm not home until 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Like, it's a long day, but it wasn't yesterday. Now, if I go to other card shows, the other closest card shows are significantly further. You know, Janesville is a quick 40-minute drive down the interstate. Oak Creek is like an hour 20. Green Bay is 2 hours. So they're like, the other shows are pretty far away. So it's not like, you know, I probably would, you know, I wouldn't be able to leave at 8:30 and, you know, be home by 1. It'd be like, I'd be on the road at 7:30 and get home at like 3. So it's still, because I've gone to Oak Creek a couple times, and it's, you know, it's an hour and 20-minute drive for me to, because I'm on the far west side of Madison, and Oak Creek's on like the far south side of Milwaukee. So it's a far drive for me. But for Janesville, like, quick, easy show. And so I walk in, and just heard, it was like, you could hear a pin drop in the foyer. It was just not much traffic in the foyer. Now there's only the main room. There's like over 100 tables in the room, but the foyer, there's probably 15 to 20 tables out in the foyer. But it's like dead. There's like no traffic, and I'm like, oh man. And heard some comments like, yeah, it's been a slow start. I looked into the room, and there was decent traffic. Like, there was good traffic in the room. And I do know that from what most dealers told me, like, it picked up. It was a late arriving crowd. And I got there at 9:30, and then by the time, you know, half an hour in, 10:30, you know, I was digging in bargain boxes, and I looked up, and I'm like, oh, the room filled out. But then when I was talking to some dealers, they're like, yeah, there's a good crowd, but a lot of tire kickers. So not much money being spent, which kind of aligns with my previous experience running the Madison Card Show in 2021 was the first year. I started the Madison Card Show in April of 2021 and decided not to do a December show that year. And it's like, it's Christmas, and I'd never promoted a card show. And so I didn't know what the hell I was doing. It's like, well, we're just going to take December off. Because my shows were always like the last, you know, we always did like the last weekend, the last Saturday of the month Well, the last Saturday of the month is Christmas, New Year's, and it's just like the count. It's like, I don't want to do that. Now I'm doing, it's the Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend. Here I am turning around 2 weeks later doing a show. Like, I'm not going to do that. But then I did decide to do that in 2022. And, was it only 2022? I keep getting my years mixed up. Yeah, because this is 2024. So in 2022, did a December show, and it was the worst show of the year. It probably the worst show to date, outside of the first couple shows, where it was not a good show. Not a good show. So then last year, there was a Green Bay show. There was like a Stevens Point show. And it's like, because now I'm creeping into, if I want to do it before Christmas, you're creeping in on like the second Saturday of the month. And I don't want to go earlier than that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the Saturday after Christmas. We're going to see how this fares. Thank God I did, because it was one of the best shows that we've ever done. Now we had a terrible show before Christmas, an awesome show after Christmas. What's 2024 going to bring? We'll see what attendance is like after Christmas, because my after Christmas show in December was one of the highest attended shows of all time. The Saturday before Christmas in 2022 was the absolute worst attended show probably of all time at my show. So it was definitely in Janesville slower traffic than usual, would I say. But now here, I don't want to say, it was terrible. Traffic was bad. It wasn't. It was good traffic. Like, there was still a lot of people in there. There just wasn't as many people in there as 2 months ago, 4 months ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago. There actually may have been more people there than 2 months ago, because I know everybody reported pretty poor sales 2 months ago. I was talking to a guy that he may have set up at my show one time, but always see him at the area shows, and he came up and we were chatting, and he made a joke to one of the promoters, like, I've seen enough Pokemon for the day, because Janesville is very heavy in like it's 50-50. It's 50-50. And so, that's been a conversation that we've been having about Pokemon. And there's definitely, in this area, there's a need for a Pokemon only show. Now, are the dealers going to be, it's just like any card show. Like, the more vendors that are set up, the more competition the vendors have. So I think I'm in that sweet spot at my show where there's so much demand coming from Pokemon, because the Pokemon dealers do so well at my show, because I'm trying to keep it to a certain amount and not allowing additional Pokemon vendors in. And so the Pokemon, they're seeing all this money being made by the Pokemon dealers that are in the show. I want a piece of that action. Well, and then all of a sudden it's law of diminishing returns. So, it's almost like, well, there's so much demand by dealers, but okay, how long would that last? You could do a 200 table Pokemon show in this area. I could run a 200 table Pokemon show. I don't want to. I'm content with my one show a month in Madison. But you do that one time, and you're probably going to have at least half of the dealers complain about shitty sales. It's going to be a great attended show. Going to be a lot of people spending money, but you've got a lot more competition, and that's how it rolls. So that was kind of the ongoing joke is, seen enough Pokemon for the day. So I yesterday morning I said, what's my approach going to be? What's my approach going to be at a show like this as a buyer? So since 5 Star is right inside the door, I was going to go just ask, do you have anything new? Matt hasn't brought anything new the last 3 shows, but I'll ask instead of just wasting my time. And he actually did have a box, and there was a lot of stuff, and I'll share some of the dollar box finds. And so I was going through, and I don't know if anybody else and this applies to bargain box shoppers. You're going through a box, and it's like, oh, okay. If you're not if you haven't broken the seal yet in terms of buying cards, you're in that like, yeah, I'd buy this, but you're going through. It's like, oh, that's a good card, and then you're doing the mental math. It's like, well, it's $1. I'm probably not going to get much of a discount. I'll sell it for $250. Like, it's like, there's good stuff, but not enough good stuff. Like, I could have bought it, and I did buy it because I don't think anybody else bought anything that I was looking at. So which may tell you something, but it was a deal, but it wasn't like, it's like really slim margin type of deal. So I when I first looked through, I'm like, there's some decent stuff that I'd buy. But I'm going to move on. So I moved on, I went to the right, and I did the perimeter, talked to some of my dealers that set up at my show. And then I hit up Craig, my buddy Craig, who sets up in Madison as well. And he had his reloaded $5 boxes. And he's like, yeah, there's a 66 Ernie Banks in his $5 box. And he gives me a good deal. Now it's pretty mangled down there in the corner, but frick, a 66 Topps Ernie Banks. And he gives me good deals. Like, it's marked at $5. If you buy a certain amount, it's $4, and then he gives me, a sweeter deal than that. So basically $3 is what I paid for that, maybe $3.50. So he's like, yeah, somebody came in and bought $300 worth of cards out of my $5 boxes. I'm like, okay, well, there's probably not much left in here, but there was, and I bought a nice stack of cards. I think I spent $80 with him on, but paid between $3 and $4. So what's the math on that? What's 30 times 3 is 9. So yeah, but I think I bought what did he say? 20. I think I bought between 25 and 30 cards. So then I looped around, and Jennings was there, and I saw all these bargain boxes, and I saw a bunch of people like digging, and I just shopped Jennings bargain boxes last Saturday at the Kane County show, and they weren't that great. They were good this time. They were pretty good this time. I found some great deals, and then last night I discovered, there was an even sweeter deal in those boxes that I bought. And I ended up buying, and these were, I'd have to go through. I don't know what I paid per card, but because they were some were, I think I paid some were marked $4, a lot of $2 and $1, a ton of Jordans for $1 every day, all day. And I think they give 10% off deal. And it's like, these are good deals enough. I don't need to negotiate down. So, I think I spent 60 with them. So 80, 60. And then I spent 20 with, 5. I did go back to 5 Stars booth. I got 23 cards for $20. So basically $1 a card. So I spent $160. And I was thinking, on the drive home, I'm doing the math on, I didn't find any great, I didn't find any 20. I didn't think I found any 20. Now there might be some $20 or $30 cards that I got for $1, but I know there's a few $10 cards that I got for $1. But overall, some of the stuff that I paid $1 for, I might make a quarter on after all the fees and shipping and stuff. But it's try to sweeten some auctions, try to pump up my listings and in the buy it now, some better stuff. So sometimes that quarter makes up for, is made up for by just having that type of inventory in my eBay store in my listings. So I was kind of running the math, and it's like, I spent $160. I think I could net profit. I think my profit could be $100, maybe $75 to $100 net profit after all said and done. Now, of course, that's not considering my time or my gas, all that bullshit, but $75 to $100. And I had a good time. I had a lot of fun. I'm going to go to the chat. We'll do a little show and tell. I want to get to more card shows now, because that was, as a buyer, that was fun. Where are we at? Let's see. Let's see. Mark's here. What's up, Mark? Good morning. Cooter's in the house. Good morning. I need to start hitting different shows. Same dealers, same inventory. Didn't buy a single card yesterday. That's a really good point. That's a really good point because even though I did find some great deals yesterday, all three dealers I bought from, well, two of the three dealers I saw last week at the Kane County show. And two of the three set up in Madison every single month. I see them at least a couple times a month. So Jennings, not so much. I don't see them as often, but I did just shop their bargain boxes last week. So I'm in the same boat. What we talked about, I don't know if we talked about this in the chat in Hobby Evolution chat or if it was just a conversation I had at a card show, but trying to find those small like VFW shows of 20, 30 tables where it's almost like a flea market where just random, I think we had this conversation on Hobby Evolution, where just like some random, I've got some cards I want to sell and just, blowing them out. Like that's the type of show that you can get some really good deals. So I think maybe I'll try to make some of those shows. I know Baraboo, I think sometimes has a show. There's a show in the Dells. I think quite a few dealers that I know that set up are at that show. So that might be too close. But I should make an effort to get to Green Bay because I know there's going to be a lot. I know a lot of dealers that do my show are going to be at the Green Bay area shows. But I might see some different Stevens Point. So maybe I'll make an effort here over the next couple months to make at least a new show a month or a new show every 2 months. It's winter in Wisconsin, so a new show a month might be a little too much. Bargain Boxer says, I've been saying money is tighter than ever. Not everybody has Bitcoin money to spend. There you go. Uncle Rich says, I used to have my worst attendance of the year at my December shows. I should have done the week between Christmas and New Year's. Yeah. We'll see how this year goes. 2024 remains to be seen, but last year, one of the best attended shows of the entire year was the week between Christmas and New Year's. One of the worst attended shows was the year prior, right before Christmas. Rich says the Saturday after Thanksgiving is usually good because by that time people want to say enough to family time. Absolutely. And that is why, I batted 500 on selecting weekends the very first year I started promoting the show. I'm like, this is going to be a wild card. And I had my buddy Johnny was co-promoting, and I'm like, we're going to do Thanksgiving weekend because nobody wants to promote show. And I shouldn't say nobody because there are shows that pop up on Thanksgiving weekend, but it's kind of like Super Bowl Sunday shows, great attendance. That's the next Janesville show. So I'm looking forward to that one. But as a dealer. So that was one. It's like, I don't know how it's going to do. It might suck, but it might be great. And it turned out to be great. And then I didn't do a December show because I'm like, well, it's December. Nobody's going to be shopping for cards. I had a few dealers tell me you should do a December show because they want to get those last minute Christmas ideas and all that. And it's like, did not work out that way. And then because I kind of was, handcuffed to doing between Christmas and New Year's, like, let's do it. And it turned out to be, okay, we're doing it between Christmas and New Year's again. And I think around here, it's because there's no other shows that weekend. And that's typically what I see. I do know yesterday there were a couple other shows, like within a couple hour drive. Now, Green Bay is not really going to impact attendance for Janesville, but it did impact dealers. I saw a lot of new faces in Janesville yesterday as dealers because there are, a select amount that went to the Green Bay Card Show. And I'm sure the Green Bay Card Show, vice versa. Like there's some guys that normally would have done the Green Bay show that did the Janesville show. And so that's what happened when I had to run the same weekend as Green Bay. So, but in terms of Green Bay to Janesville is almost 3 hours. So from an attendance standpoint, it's not really going to make a difference. But from a dealer standpoint, you're going to have some crossover. Where we at? Let's see. Rich says in the same for the Saturday between Christmas and New Year's, absolutely. And some Christmas, like I didn't even think about it from the other point of view, like the Christmas money. Like, yeah, people have been spending money during the holidays, but they're getting, especially like the kids, they got some Christmas money in their stocking. Let's go to the card show and spend some money. Where we at? Bargain Boxer says inventory is stale and not much new stuff. I found some good stuff. Yeah, not necessarily new stuff, but I don't want new stuff. I want that. $2. O-Pee-Chee Barry Bonds rookie. And so that card was in a mix. I think it got overlooked because it was in a stack of like a dozen 87 Topps Barry Bonds. Like right in the middle, I'm going through and I'm like, oh, this is an O-Pee-Chee. Like, this is going to be better. Like, I can sell the Topps for $2, $2.50. Now, if I'm paying $2 at a card show, even with a discount, like, I'm going to lose money on this. But O-Pee-Chee, I might be able to get $5, maybe close to $10 for an O-Pee-Chee. So Brian, Offbeat All-Star, was sitting next to me last night, and he's like, is that even like $2? Is that even worth it? I'm like, I think it's $5 to $10. He's like, really? So he thought it was the Topps card at first. So I looked it up, and the last couple sales on an O-Pee-Chee 87, I almost said 87 Topps O-Pee-Chee, an 87 O-Pee-Chee Barry Bonds, $35 to $40. I'm like, shit, this is even better. For $2, I took a chance. That was a trivia name for a trivia team that league we're in. So that's one of those that it's not new inventory, but it's new to me inventory. I don't want the modern stuff when I'm digging through bargain boxes. 85 Topps, Roger Clemens, marked at $2. Anytime I can find these original buybacks for $1, these sell pretty well, especially when you get back into the 70s. This not going to be much margin. Derek Jeter for $1 minor league card. It's kind of a later. It's 94, so it's like a post rookie card. This was Topps Holiday, Paul Skeens, $3. Now, there's probably not much margin in this, but it's Paul Skeens. That's probably a $5 card. Now, but I paid $3, at least sticker on it. This card, I think this sold at auction, $10, $12. The Broder Jordans do super well. That's going to go into somebody's gift. I don't know what these do. I haven't comped these out. At the height of the Ginter craziness, this was a $20 card. I think they've come back to reality. I'm not sure what the egg sells for these days, but I'm like, for $2, what's let's just look it up. 2019 Ginter egg. It might only sell for $2 now. Okay, so there's one listed for $1.99 plus 99-cent shipping. So that's I'm taking some of these chances where I get a win on Barry Bonds, I take a loss on the egg. This is going into the PC. It's Cade Horton, numbered out of 349 for $1. Hell yeah. Put him in my Cubs pile. I bought a ton of Jordans. Anytime I can find Broders definitely sell well. First year Prisms of the Mailman and Moses. A couple Malones there for $1 a piece. A freaking stack. Let's see how many Jordans. So there's 2 there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I think I got 35 Jordans, 36 Jordans. 36 Jordans for $1 each, including a Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, Broder. That's a popular one. This is an early Steph Curry. I don't think there's much margin in this, but it's one of those where it's like, it might be a $5 card. I don't know, maybe 10. Patrick Ewing, Scoring Kings, Hot Packs. This, I think I've bought one of these before, and it's probably a $2 card on eBay. That was for $1. Early Prism. This is 2014 Prism Trout. Like, I'll take a chance at $1. Just pick out some other. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. minor league card. Now, minor league cards don't have like a big premium, but a player like that, and it's only $1. It's like, yeah, it's not going to be like a $20 card, but it may be a $5 card. And if you can get it for $1 or less, 84 top strawberry. It's in good condition. I'll be able to make money on that. Bo Jackson rated rookie for $2. Here's a Montgomery Club Acuna for $1. This is the type of stuff I'm looking for in bargain boxes because it's especially the Topps online. If I can get Topps online exclusives for $1 or $2, yeah, there's not a big market for them, but when there is, they sell for more than that. I pulled a couple of the Bo Jacksons. A $2 for a Ken Griffey Jr. rated rookie. Now, there's not a big margin here. These sell for $5-6. But to get it for, $2 is a good deal. Pro debut, Vladdy Jr. again, same. It might sell for $3. 84 Topps, Tony Gwynn. Again, probably a $2.50 card. Eric Davis, rookie card. Might go upwards of $5. Heritage rookie card, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So again, it's like working with small margins. I took a chance on some Bregman rookies just because he's a free agent. He's going to be in the news. So his stuff's going to go up. Let's see. Here's a good example of a Topps online. $3, Corey Seager rookie. I think I sold a Trey Turner from the same set, Topps Throwback Thursday, for like $12, 10 or $12. Now, the 150 stamp didn't do well at auction, but if I list this as a buy it now, Ohtani rookie gold cup for $1 from opening day all day long. So those were I got all that stuff from Jennings. So let's go to the chat. We'll do a little more show and tell. Where we at? Let's see. Rich says the thumbs up is still there. Bazooka says, I have the button, but the actual thumb that turns black to let you know you did click on it is gone. Am I the only one? I don't know. Rich says, there's a guy in the Dallas-Fort Worth area who runs a 2-day show. One day is Pokemon. The other day is sports cards. And never the twain shall meet. Now, here's what we've discussed, and I've discussed this, and I didn't think Mike, one of the promoters, we had this conversation at the Kane County show last week, was what some of the sports guys don't realize is a lot of the foot traffic is Pokemon. Having Pokemon is actually good for aesthetics because it brings a lot of people in. And those Pokemon people don't care about sports cards. If you take the Pokemon dealers out and there's no Pokemon people walking the room, you're going to have half. What's up, buddy? You're going to have half the foot traffic. And then your complainers are they may complain about, there's all this Pokemon. And if you take the Pokemon out, you're taking half the crowd out. And so it's going to look like there's nobody. Like, did you promote the show? Because there's nobody here. Well, that's because half of them are Pokemon and you don't want Pokemon here. So it's a double-edged sword. Ernie, buddy, what's going on? How's my buddy? Let's see. Bargain Boxer says, did you see Illinois lost to the number 1 team in the country last night on a buzzer beater? I did. So Illinois, they're going to be a top 25 team because they beat Wisconsin at the time, number 20. They're number 20 currently. The Badgers beat Butler yesterday, and then Illinois played number 1 Tennessee last night. I was delayed getting my pizza because I was watching the end of that game. So impressive performance by the Illini against Tennessee last night. Uncle Rich says the thumbs up works for him. I did. They had that game on during the Secret Santa event. Bazooka says, that's an interesting way to do it, Rich. I always thought it was good to have sports Pokemon mix. That way, if you have kids who aren't into sports, they will enjoy themselves too. Absolutely. I think it's good to have both, but it's also good to have balance. You don't want to have sports only, and you don't want to have Pokemon only. I wouldn't want to have Pokemon only. I think it could work. I hope somebody does it just to give an outlet to some of these Pokemon dealers that can't get into other shows, because all of our shows are long sold out, super long waiting list, every single show in my area. The established shows, Oak Creek, Madison, Janesville, Rockford, Green Bay, I'm sure, long sold out. So Bazooka says, thanks, Rich. That's really odd. Maybe I need to refresh. Been like that since yesterday. Big local show I go to, though 1/3 of the show is now Pokemon, which is too much for my liking. Too much for my liking as well. And ideally, I'd like to be at 20 to 25% Pokemon. And right now, my show is 25 to 30% Pokemon. Bargain Boxer says, I talked to a dealer in Florida yesterday, and he said dealers need to drop $1, $2 cards to quarter boxes, quarter cards down to 5 cents, etc. Lower prices and move shit. Absolutely. And I see that, when especially if it's older, stale inventory out of my quarter boxes, I drop it to a dime and then I make more money. I make more money than, I sold more cards, but I make more money. And at the end of the day, these are penny cards, and for the most part, these are cards that I'm picking up for a penny. Sometimes less. I just drop them. Now, I don't want to give stuff away, especially for Kane County, I put some great quarter boxes out, and I probably will have some of that same stuff. I won't set up in Madison. I don't think I'll set up again until that Super Bowl Sunday show in Janesville. Bazooka says, LOL, I literally just hit refresh and it's fixed. Thanks. It's been like that for 2 days. My old butt really needs to restart my computer more often. Bargain Boxer did get a Tony Kukoc auto at the show yesterday for $10 that sells for $40. There you go. That's a steal and a deal. Bazooka says, good source of new cards I always try to hit up every few months is flea markets. We have 2 really big ones near us that run all year except winter. Usually do pretty good and keep saying I will go more. I haven't been to a flea market in a long time, and anytime I'm driving past Allstate Arena outside of Rosemont, in Rosemont, I see that big Sunday flea market. It's like, man, I need to go here one. Now, that's probably one of those where it's going to be heavily trafficked. You're not going to find, it's not going to be like a mom and pop flea market where you can find the really good stuff, the really good deals. What are you doing? What are you doing over there? Rich says a couple things. One, now that you are doing 3 different things, auctions, shows, and eBay fixed sales, you have more things to feed. So going helps you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I definitely have learned that with increasing the number of auctions I'm doing. It's great because I'm moving through more inventory, but I've got to feed it. I don't want to put just random shit that I have. I do put a lot of random shit or stale inventory, but at the same time, you want to have new stuff to entice people to keep coming back to look at those auctions. John says, any chance you might give a few specific examples of $10 cards that you pulled out of $1 boxes? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I did a little bit, and you may have already seen, but this, I don't think this is quite $10, but it's this maybe $7.50 on the Ohtani Rookie Gold Cup. This, I paid $3 for this, but this is a $10 to $15 card. Corey Seager, top throwback Thursday. Let's see. Eric Davis, this is probably a $4 to $5 card out of a $1 box. Pulled Griffey Jr. rated rookie $2. So, a lot of it's not like, duh. Like, if you find this for $2, it's like, duh. Like, it sells for $6. You get it for $2. If you buy enough, maybe you get that for $1 or $1.50. Bo Jackson rated rookie $2, maybe $5. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. again, not going to be 10, but it's going to be a $5 card most likely. Here was I paid $2 for the Opeachy Barry Bonds. That's a $40 card. Here's $1. Michael Jordan Broder $1. This is a easy $10. Let's see. Here's another one. Same. Broder Michael Jordan cards. Not all Broder cards are going to sell for $10. Like, I think this one might get $5. Some of the crappier ones. I bought a crappy one. There's one in here somewhere. What's up, buddy? Ernie's getting antsy. That was a crappy one, but some of the ones like that are a little more common. Let's see. These were in the 5-star boxes. I haven't comped these, so I couldn't tell you what the going rate is on a lot of these. I got them for $1. This one might be $10. It's the Adley Rushman Museum Collection Canvas. I think I can probably get $10 for this. I got that out of the $1 box. Relics from like the 2000s. This is Sean Casey. It's numbered out of 100. This is Pat Burrell or Burrell, numbered out of a 99. So not sure if I'll get exactly $10, but that's those are some examples of what you can get out of a $1 box that can sell upwards of $10. But you're not going to hit a home run. You're not going to go to a dollar box and find like 20 $10 cards out of a dollar box. You're going to find maybe a couple, maybe you won't find any. But you've got to make up, you're going to, for every $10 card you find in a dollar box, you're going to have to buy 20 or 30 $3 to $5 cards out of the dollar box. And once you are able to identify what you can resell, and sometimes you just take a guess, like the egg, like $2. I know at one time this was a $20 card, and I know it's not anymore. Maybe I could get $10 for it, and I can't. It's probably going to be a $2 to $3 card in my eBay store, or maybe I let it go to auction. I mean, that's a good auction card. Like, well, if I put it in my store for $2.50, I might as well take a chance and put it at 99-cent auction. And because I'm probably not going to win either way unless a couple bidders go after it and don't look at buy it now listings. Uncle Rich says, also, when you were set up or running a show, you don't have the ability to really dig into those boxes because you're being pulled in different ways. Absolutely. And that's what the most fun is as strictly a buyer. Because when I'm digging through boxes, especially when I'm promoting, because I'm getting pulled in several different directions, I can spend like 10 minutes and then, I've got to go downstairs. Here's a stack. And I basically build stacks, and I can't put 100% focus on the bargain boxes. And I don't have to I've got a table, or even when I have a table, I have more flexibility. Like in Janesville, as a dealer, I have more flexibility because I'm not promoting the show, but I am setting up a table. So I still, maybe I have 20 or 30 minutes instead of 10 minutes as a promoter. Bazooka says, I do so much better in quarter boxes around here. Everyone always has $50 cards in their dollar box. 50. Oh, 50. I think you mean 50 $1 cards in their dollar boxes. Yeah. I have noticed at some shows I'll do better in quarter boxes and 50-cent boxes than I do in $1 and $2 boxes. You getting antsy, buddy? We're almost done. Bazooka says, I always look forward to New Year's. My little local 40-table show is only one in region that does one, and they kill it. Praying they offer me a table spot this year. There you go. And to think back in our day when we opened Opeachy, nobody wanted it. Times have changed. Yeah, now it's a big seller. Porter, what's up? Good morning. Porter was in the house last night for the Couch People Christmas party. Max is here. Ding, ding, ding. Uncle Rich says, and Dr. Beckett and I taped a podcast on Friday about how we do in our cards from the bargain boxes and our different ways of looking for cards. Yes, I will have to check that out. Mr. Archer says, sorry, Bo, my Vols at the buzzer. I am not an Illini fan. I was rooting for Illini against Tennessee, but I am not. I'm a Badger fan. Go Wisconsin. Loafy Joe, what's up? In Twin Cities, we have a 6-day card show starting Thursday. Yeah, the big mall show. Hey, that hurts. Great for me as a buyer, but got to be hard on the dealers. Yeah, I would. There's no way in hell. I don't even like doing 2-day shows, let alone a freaking 6-day mall show. That dude from Dury, did you poop or fart? I smell poop. You already pooped this morning. I don't see poop. I think Ernie farted. Dat dude says, what's up, guys? I missed the party, but I'm going to catch it later while shipping. Awesome. We had a great time last night. Couch People Christmas party. Max says, bought a 5-row dime box yesterday. Half was sleeved. 2 rows of modern rookies, 1 row vets, 1 row QBs. Oops. Great deal, too. Rich says, Bo, I posted into one of our group chats a sample of how I do out of bargain boxes. Very nice. Very nice. So I showed off some of the stuff that I got yesterday. And this was my buddy Craig. Max knows Craig. Max actually sets up right behind Craig at the show, at the Madison show. Oh, I forgot. I spent $20 with John Gruber. So these were out of, and I got these $3 a pop. Again, there's going to be, in some of these cards, you're going to be like, well, $3, that's probably going to sell for $3. But some of these are going to sell for more. So I got Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Bowman Chrome rookie. A Paul Skeens rookie. I don't have any Paul Skeens. He's hot. Rated rookie Paul Skeens. So even though they might only sell for $3, $4, at least it's going to drive some people looking for Paul Skeens. I don't know what this sells for, but I'm like, hey, Russell Westbrook, a rookie card. It might be worth $3. This is for the PC. He's a new reliever for the Cubs. So that's going in my Cubs collection. I always like to pick up older serial numbered cards, especially lower the better. This is Randy Johnson. It's numbered out of 199, and this is from, I think, 2000 Pacific. Wemby, Skeens, Caleb Williams. I pulled this is the NFL debut. It might not even be worth $3, but it's Caleb Williams, and I'm a Bears fan, so I had to get that. Victor Wembanyama. Again, these might only be $3 cards, but it's Victor Wembanyama. So for $3 each, hopefully I can flip these. So I got 5 Wembys, rated rookie Wemby and a select rookie. So I paid about $3 each for those. Bazooka says TMI on the fart. RPAs, if I can get RPAs for 5 and under, I'm all about it. No matter who it is. This is Hakeem Butler, Arizona Cardinals, Origins. Still has the Panini sticker on it. Oh, it's been slashed though. Let's see. Same goes with is RPAs. If I can find a 1 of 1 out of a $3 to $5 box, I'll do it. I've never heard of Davon House, New Mexico State, but it's a printing plate. Printing plates aren't great, but it's a 1 of 1. And, this is a card that I'll probably put $10 to $15 on, and it's probably going to sit in my eBay store for a long time because it's Davon House from 2011. Probably spent too much on this at $3. First Bowman, Team USA, Alex Bregman. Davon House, Packer at one point. Okay, well, at least he played in the NFL. I've been doing really well selling this type of stuff at auction, so I took a chance on this Hank Aaron with the little top stamp in the corner. Jackson Holiday Chrome rookie debut. Again, small margin on that. Couple more for the PC. Seiya Suzuki relic and a Nico Horner relic. So basically what I make on the small margins, I lost on adding cards to my personal collection. The Juice, OJ Simpson, 78 Topps football card. Another RPA, Jacob Eason, a quarterback RPA, and this is a Christmas numbering, 12 of 25. So that's pretty cool. Topps Gold rookies actually sell really well. I'm surprised. I put some up. I put a whole batch of Topps Gold a couple months ago, and they flew. Adley Rushman Mojo rookie card. Manny Machado rookie. First Bowman Bregman, the Astros version, and then a Montgomery Club Julio Rodriguez rookie. So those were all out of the, I basically paid $3 each for those. Those are all PC. So let's go to the chat. I've just got one more, and then Ernie, you got to eat breakfast, buddy. Let's see. Where are we at? Bazooka says, yes, I've been making a killing on low-end booklets and RPAs lately. It's becoming my specialty. Love it. Porter says, what's a good price to list smaller Hall of Fame player lots? PWE shipped lots of Elway. Ooh, good question. So I've had decent success on 8 card lots, $5 free shipping. And that's perfect for Elway, Bonds, Reggie Miller, Hakeem Olajuwon. Players like that. Elway would fall in. Marino, 8 cards, $5 free shipping, and then shipped in a eBay standard envelope. Probably have to bump it up to 2 ounces for 97 cents. And then last show and tell, we gotta go. Ernie probably has to go potty again. He's gone potty this morning, but I told you I randomly stumbled on I didn't stumble. I just opened the 2016 Topps Update mega boxes, and there was a 2022 Pro Debut box that I apparently ordered a couple of years ago. Not much in that box, but there was a Christian Encarnacion strain fuchsia numbered to 199. The autos were subpar. Warming Bernabel. These are $5 and under autos. Errol Vera, base Ellie De La Cruz, base Adley Rushman. I did pull one color auto. Where's that at? There it is. Elijah Tatis, White Sox. Green auto numbered to 99. And Jefferson Cuero auto looks like a dick and balls. Masail Urbina, green, numbered to 99. And then I opened the 2016 Topps Update Chrome Mega Boxes, and I pulled the Blake Snell Chrome, base Chrome. And then I pulled, I think it was in the same pack, the Refractor, numbered out of 250, Blake Snell rookie card. So that was a great box. Let's see. I pulled a lot of first pitches. Chance the Rapper. This year had some good first pitches. Chance the Rapper, Craig Sager in a Cubs uniform, Jake Gyllenhaal, Boston Red Sox. There were actually two Aubrey Plazas. Pulled two Aubrey Plazas. Just a second, buddy. We'll go out in a second. Let's see. All right. And all right. So and then I think probably the best hit was Mike Trout relic, Chrome relic, $50 to $75 card there. And then I opened my last box, and I saved the best for last on the Chrome NPB. I did pull another Roki Sasaki base. Did poorly at auction. I think it sold for $6 or $7 at auction. Probably a $20 card at Buy It Now. But I got a case hit Roki Sasaki. Power Dynamics. Last one raw. Sold for $200. So that was a nice hit in my last box. So, all right, Ernie's got to go. You got to eat breakfast, and we got to go potty again. Okay. All right. So hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out my eBay store. A lot of what you saw this morning from my show and tell will be posted in my eBay store. Buy 7 or more cards at regular price. Save 25% off at checkout. That's for Buy It Now items only. And make sure to hit up my auctions. I've got auctions running every night at 99centcards.com. That's all for today. Have a wonderful Sunday. Go Bears. We will see you tomorrow morning around 7 a.m. See you then.